Big salute, big salute, big salute. Yeah. Cloudy with rain. Ain't storming. It's just cloudy with rain. You know, that good sleep weather. It feel good out here. Feel like, oh man, yeah, it just feel good. Y'all know what time it is. Big salute, big salute, big salute. Support goons, support squad, loved ones. Big salute, man. Love y'all, man. These doors all the way up. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Read time. Read with your boy. This good book we read. I've been wanting to read it, but I say, nah, I ain't gonna read it without the folk. I ain't gonna read it without the fam. Yeah, I ain't gonna read it without the fam. I gotta make sure the fam too did. Ooh, so let's get into it, y'all. Let's jump straight into it. Chapter 7. On my lucky selves. Chapter 7, man. Thanks. When Abe Lincoln, J.F. Kennedy spoke out for Negroes. Ooh, when they spoke out, boy, they got in trouble. Something must be important about us, boy. From the death of Abraham Lincoln to the assassination of President Kennedy, it proves that on each one of these occasions were outlaws overruled legal authority. It was in the case of presidents who opened their mouths and said something favorable for the so-called Negro. I am not saying that this was the reason President Kennedy was assassinated, but it seems very strange that every president who says something favorable for the so-called Negro pays for it with his life. We also can substantiate substantiate this by the fact that any Negro who wants to lead the so-called Negro to a better life and towards true peace, freedom, justice, and equality, which he is entitled to enjoy, is also subject to the same kind of assassinations or attempts at assassinations. I know these to be facts. There are some who seem not to want a true freedom and who will also speak unfavorable and plan unfavorable actions against those who dare to lead a true struggle for justice and equality. The tragic death of President Kennedy should serve as a warning to all rulers and people of value that values cannot be trusted openly in the presence of thieves and robbers. There has never been a president elected to such a high office who had the heart of everyone for him, and never was there a king who had the people wholeheartedly with him, regardless of how good the king, the president, prime minister, or the spokesman for the king or president. There may be some people who do not like the high officials holding the top office of the nation. I think that they should be well protected and all precautionary steps should be taken to ensure such persons' safety. Riding in open cars or walking openly in the public is usually a needless risk then by anyone holding such high office, especially when they are political officials. Those spiritual teachers, such as prophets of God and messengers, their lives have not been spared in the public according to recorded history of the lives of these characters. There are both friends and enemies of public servants, and we must be aware of them. Yeah, we see y'all. Such outlaw action permitted in America is a disgrace and shame to the government and to people who are recognized as world leaders and examples of what others should do in the way of friendship and cooperation. With the great scientific advancement that America has made, it does not seem possible in this modern time that the tragedy that took place on the 22nd of November should have happened. This is a long way from the assassination of President William McKinley. There are 62 years between the two assassinations of the presidents of the United States of America. And with such great advancement in the science of protection, these things should have never happened. Again, it shows to the world that the government of America and its people are actually given to such outlaw and violent action. To take human lives at will, disregarding their own legal law against such action, makes the country be classified as a country or government of outlaws. That's big facts. As everybody looking at America like, boy, what y'all got going on over there? All these other countries, some of them really don't really want to fuck with us. Like, and it's the other side that's making all of us look bad. Where people have no safety of their lives under the law, which claims to safeguard the lives of human beings. Ooh, that's chapter 7. Chapter 8, the national election. Chapter 8 is the national election. Fuck, we'll read it. The black man of America has been privileged by the slave masters, children for the last century, to vote for whites for the offices to judge and rule. This freedom to vote has made the black man in America feel very dignified and proud of himself. He goes to the polls very happy to vote for a white ruler. Today he is gradually changing to a desire to vote for his own kind for such offices of authority. We must remember that our vote is strong and powerful. Only men and where the white man can use it to get in the office over his white opponent. After the election and the victory, there are very few favors that come from his office to the black voters who helped and aided him in getting in the office. Why? Because he does not owe the black voter anything as long as he has to feed, clothe, and shelter him. The black vote could be cast or not cast. The white citizens of the government are going to win and continue to rule anyway. There is much talk of this man and that man. Who shall the vote of the people put in the White House for the next 4 years? How much good have the two parties, Republican and Democrat, done for us for the last century in the way of freedom, justice, and equality? Regardless of what party wins, the die is always set against us, the black people in America, really black people all over the world. Injustice, crooked politics, and the breeding of corruption under crooked politics have been practiced ever since Adam to the present day rulers. Adam was the first crook. There has not been justice for the black man in this race of people, and this is why the race suffers from the effect of chaos today. Yeah, you see all that chaos going on. There are black politicians who would like to use their black people for selfish greed and will throw them behind any crook with money. Black politicians of this type have sold their black brothers to suffering and shame for self-elevation with the crook. This election is one of the most serious in the history of American government because either party that seeks the office of presidency is faced with the problem of saving the lives of the people of America. If the present party, Democrat, remains in office, you know the answer. If the Republican Party takes over, you should know the answer. There will be a lull before the storm. The storm can be delayed, and every hour and day that it can be delayed is to your benefit. The black man should be very serious and careful about his voting because 90% of the black votes cast are cast by ones who do not have the knowledge of what they are casting their vote for. I still say, as I have said for many years, vote for Allah, God, to be your ruler and come follow me. Come on, baby. Chapter 9. The dead are rising. They seek their wrong. The dead are rising. They seek their wrong. Yeah, that's the next chapter. So big salute, big salute, big salute. That was our read for the day. Y'all stay tuned. I see Big Bro live right now, so let me get on the live. I'll probably be live later on. So y'all just stay tuned. Turn your notification bells on for everybody who be like, oh man, we can't catch you live. Turn your notification bells on. And y'all like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. Fuck with your boy, fuck with your boy, fuck with your boy. Hey! Yeah.